Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Amanda. I am a teacher turned homeschool mom, and here on Raising A to Z, I talk about all things homeschooling. And normally when you come on here, you see me sitting in a chair. I've got my bookcases behind me. It's, I got a different setup. And you might notice that today I am in my car. Why am I in my car? It's because I am out by myself. And there is a very specific reason why I'm out by myself. I am taking a day for me because I'm a little burnt out. I'm burnt out. We've had a crazy October. October started great. It started fantastic. We went to the pumpkin patch. We got a brand new puppy. We did a couple great weeks of workbooks and schoolwork. And then things just went downhill. They went downhill fast. We had 3 members of my family who went to the urgent care or emergency department 4 times. Yes, one person went twice in the span of about 3 days. On top of that, Alexi spiked a fever. We are dealing with seasonal allergies, trying to get ready for Halloween and all the costume parties and all that kind of stuff. And of course, while all of this is happening, Stefan is out of town at a family wedding. It could have been really... I'm done. So basically, after all of this chaos in the span of a week, I am emotionally shot. I've reached my capacity. Being alone with the kids for 4 days, solo parenting is hard enough. When you start adding in 2 or 3 or 4 emergencies and sick kids and the stress of a holiday coming up and trying to get all ready for that, it's just a lot. And I found myself at the end of all of this just exhausted. Emotionally, physically exhausted. And so we took a break. And I think that is super important. I could have sat here and been like, hey, we are still going to do our schoolwork. We're still going to get through our reading our novel study, and we're going to do our workbooks, on the days that we're home, and we're going to do I could have done that. But I didn't. And I think it's okay. We're tired. We were tired from running around to doctor's appointments and dealing with people who are sick. We were tired of, not sleeping because we were at the ER until 10 or 11 o'clock at night. We were tired of just all the emotional stuff going on. And then again, like I said, for me, doing it solo with no help for 4 days, on top of that, it was just too much. And so by the time Stefan got home, I was burnt out. Just done. And it got me thinking. I've actually had quite a few people who have messaged me lately and talked about, especially about this video up here about burnout and homeschool burnout. And they've talked about how they're so happy to have found this video, because I think we need, again, like I said in that video, we need to acknowledge that homeschool burnout is real. We need to acknowledge that being a parent and a caretaker of your kids plus their teacher can lead to you feeling emotionally exhausted. And burnout happens, and it's a normal thing. We don't need to be ashamed of it. We don't need to hide in a closet and pretend that we don't have burnout. We don't need to power through it either. We can take some time and acknowledge that we're a little burnt out and make some adjustments, or take some time and allow it to get better. I definitely think there are things that you can do to prevent homeschool burnout, because you don't want to be burning out all the time, obviously. But there are going to be situations in your life where nothing you do is going to prevent burnout from happening. I could not have predicted having 4 medical emergencies and a sick kid while solo parenting in the same span of a week. Ever. Never. There's nothing that would have prepared me for that. And so, I got burnt out. But it's okay. So what we did is we just took a break. We took a couple of days. It was almost 2 full weeks, and we didn't do any schoolwork. It was the one thing that I could really drop and comfortably drop and say it was okay. And so we did. We dropped the schoolwork. We didn't do lessons. We didn't do novel studies. We didn't do art classes or anything like that. We just hung out and we just took a break. And that's good. It's a good thing. And I want to encourage you that if you're starting to feel burnt out, take a break. take a couple days, even if it's, 2 or 3 days, if it's a week, it can make a huge difference for you. It gives you, like, taking a break gives you a chance to recharge, and it gives you a chance to just kind of get that craziness under control a little bit, and gives you time to really refill yourself, right? Because as the homeschool parent, and I'm going to say particularly, usually it's moms, homeschool moms who are the one dealing with the brunt of it. Like, it can be emotionally exhausting to do all of the caretaking plus taking care of all the schooling. So sometimes our buckets are a little low, especially after, like I said, a week like I've had. And so we need to take care of ourselves. So during our break, what did we do? Because, like, I know some parents are like, they get really stressed about, like, we can't take a whole week off in the middle of a school year. Like, it's not a holiday. What are we going to do? We can't take a whole week off. How do you survive burnout? Like, what do you do to make getting out of burnout possible? So those are great questions. How do you survive burnout? What do you do to get out of it? Here's what I do. We rested. For basically an entire week, we rested. We went as few places as possible. We did as little as possible. We literally just hung out. The kids played in their activity room and in the playroom. We watched tons of movies. We laid on the couch. We just relaxed. We rested. We read a couple books, I will admit that, but I also enjoy reading. So, like, I read books, and the kids would bring me over a book and say, hey, can you read this? And I'd read them a book. But it wasn't like there was no educational intent behind it. Like, I didn't plan a lesson around the book. It was just like, Mom, I want this story. Cool. Let's read it. Like, that was kind of the extent of our, like, reading. I could throw in a documentary if I so chose. We did that a couple times. We threw on this documentary about dogs, which happened to go really well with our unit study. But for the most part, we watched whatever we wanted. We just relaxed. Definitely watched a lot of Scooby-Doo, because Zoe is totally into Scooby-Doo right now. Don't know why, but she's loving Scooby-Doo, and like the old Scooby-Doo. And we just like went along with it. We've watched Scooby-Doo, we've watched Moana, we've watched Brave, we've watched Raya and the Last Dragon, and Frozen. I think we've watched Frozen like 3 times this week. That's just Frozen 1. We've definitely watched Frozen 2 at least twice. But that's okay. It was just a chance for everybody to, like, physically relax and mentally just kind of give us a break. I also made a point of getting outside. The outdoors is incredible for yourself, for your kids. And so I did make a point of getting outside, even if it was just for like 15 or 20 minutes every single day. Now, I do have a dog now, which A, I'm loving, but B, was also like a great, like, extra motivator for me to go outside, because he needs to go for a little walk. Like, he's like 7 pounds. So we just walk him around our block. But it made such a huge difference for us, for me physically and mentally, was just going for this walk. And so, yeah, even though the kids had a little cough, Lexi had a cough and a runny nose, we still went. We just bundled up and we went for a little walk, and it literally, like, you could feel your soul being replenished. And at the end of the week, when everyone was feeling better, the kids definitely played outside a lot more. It was great. They played in their sandboxes. They played like in the like woods area, right? Like, we have a bunch of trees that they consider their like outdoor cabin. They played in that, and they would come inside and they would be so happy. And really, like, that was a huge thing for me. Like, between all the stress and the chaos, I wanted them to just have some time to just relax and be happy. And that's what we focused on. I definitely also think that we prioritized chores a lot differently when we're burnt out. And I think that's an important thing to acknowledge. So every day I would look around and say, okay, what absolutely needs to get done today? Like, if I don't do it today, it's going to be a problem. So, and everyone's different. Everyone has a different level of like what needs to get done. For me, I try to get most of the dishes. I'm okay with having a couple in the sink, but like, I like to get as many dishes in the dishwasher and get the dishwasher emptied every single day. It just makes me feel better to have a cleaner countertop around the sink area. So getting the dishes done and like emptying the dishwasher, more of a priority to me than doing laundry. because we have more clothes than we know what to do with. I prioritized what needed to actually get done. So yes, I did dishes, but I didn't sweep the floors. I would do, clean the bathroom, but only because it was really gross. But I didn't worry about it being perfect or spotless, or I didn't do the full clean that I normally do. Like, it was about getting kind of the basics of like what needs to be clean for health's sake and for like practicality sake, and everything else we're just gonna back off until we're feeling better. And so yes, I did have a day where I had spent like an hour and a half folding like 2 weeks of laundry. Yes, it was a big day, but I made the best of it. Sat down, put a movie on, the kids helped me. We did the best that we could in that situation. And because I didn't put that stress on myself of like, this needs to get done today. We always do the laundry on a Sunday. We need to get it done now. I didn't have that stress. It just kind of helped ease back into things. And now it's the weekend. I'm going to do laundry again. It's not a big deal. So definitely, if you're struggling with burnout, prioritize what needs to get done and what can wait till later. Huge thing. And then I also, when I'm burnt out, definitely we do a lot of like much easier meals. We live off of like frozen veggies. That's the side for the week, whether it's broccoli or mixed green beans and yellow beans or whatever. We live off of frozen vegetables. It makes my life so much easier. I definitely have a list of like super easy recipes that literally take me 5 minutes to make and put it, and all I have to do is like pop it in the oven and just wait for 20 minutes. Does that mean that we had Parmesan chicken like 3 times in 2 weeks? Yes, it does. Does that mean that we had French fries as a side 4 days in a row? Yes, it does. Is that okay? Yeah. No one's gonna die because we ate French fries 4 days in a row while I was burnt out. Yes, now that I'm feeling better and now that I'm having some time to recharge and get what I need to get done, and I'm feeling more emotionally prepared, yes, I'm going to make some meals that maybe require a little bit more work. We're going to have some more salads. We're going to, eat a more varied diet. But like for right now, for those 2 weeks when things were really stressful and I was exhausted, that's fine. It's okay. And it's okay to give yourself permission to like, things don't need to be perfect all the time. The other thing that I did and that I really encourage you to do, especially, I'm going to say homeschool moms. I know there are a lot of homeschool dads out there and dads that are really involved in their kids' education. I just find moms really struggle with saying they need a break and then they need time away. And they really struggle with communicating what that's going to look like and kind of like demanding what that time is going to look like. When you're burnt out, I encourage you to communicate to your partner what you really need emotionally and what you need time-wise. So that's what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm sitting in my car, is because I said after Stefan, after you've been gone 4 days straight with all the chaos and stuff, I need some time alone. I need a break by myself. And I don't mean just like a little carved out time. So I did over the past week take like an evening to have a bath. One night I went and got groceries by myself for an hour and a half. Like I did do those little things, but I said I need like a couple of hours by myself, 100% by myself. Not just like, the kids are outside and I'm in the house doing something. I mean like away from everybody for a couple of hours. And so I was able to communicate that, and we were able to find a day, which is today, when I could take that day. So I'm in my car right now because I'm just drinking my Starbucks. This is iced green tea lemonade, if you're curious, because I know I'm going to get that question. It's light ice and light sweetener. This is my favorite drink. I have my Starbucks. I have a couple little errands to run. Like, what do I need? Oh, well, it's almost Halloween, so I don't have any Halloween candy. So I need to go get some Halloween candy. Oh, I'm coming to do a little bit of Christmas shopping because I want to go to the mall without the kids. So but those are things I enjoy doing. And so I'm going to go and look around, see if I see anything for Christmas, drink my iced tea, wander around. I'm going to look for a new red lipstick because I'm pretty much out. And that's it. I'm just taking a couple of hours by myself. I will be home by dinner, which is like 6 hours away. And we'll have dinner and we'll go do something with the kids. But I'm definitely taking time right now to recharge myself. And I'm giving you guys permission to do that. If you are burnt out, carve the time. You take care of yourself. Do what you need to do emotionally. If that's going to have coffee with a friend, do that. If that's going shopping by yourself and browsing through the stores, do that. If it's literally sitting alone in the bedroom and taking an extra nap, do that. You have to communicate what you need. And there's nothing wrong with saying, this is what I need. And having that conversation of, I'm tired, I'm burnt out, I need to have this little bit of a break away. And it really does make a huge difference. It really does help. Already, I literally guys, I've driven from the house, got my Starbucks, parked in the mall parking lot, which is where I am right now, and I already feel better. I already feel myself relaxing, and I feel my bucket being filled. I just needed a little bit of a break, especially since I do tend to kind of fall a little bit more on the introverted side of things. So I just encourage you that if you are burnt out and you're tired, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to let a few things slide. It's okay to say no to that co-op or to that play group for the week. It's okay to say that you just need a break. It's okay to take a break. And quite frankly, one of the reasons that we're taking a break this week is because I want to take a break now and kind of recharge myself so that we can have a great November. Because really, if I didn't do something for myself now, I would be exhausted and burnt out for a lot longer. So taking a 2-week break will probably save the rest of our semester until Christmas. Because if I didn't, I would be exhausted and we wouldn't be getting the things done that we want to do or need to do. And so sometimes you got to think of it like that. Taking a little break now is actually a proactive way of preventing burnout, a huge burnout later on. So, like I said, if you are feeling burnt out, if you are feeling tired or dealing with sickness or just chaos in life, it is okay to take a week or 2 off. It's okay to take a month off if you need it. You want to make sure that you're in the best physical and mental space that you can be, because you can't be the best parent or teacher to your kids if you are completely and utterly exhausted and burnt out. You just can't. And so take some time, acknowledge that you're burnt out, have some rest, figure out what you need to do to fill your bucket, and do it so that you can get back to feeling more yourself and get back to your homeschooling life with your kids. I hope this helps. I hope that if you guys are feeling burnt out, this was encouraging. If you want to follow us on Instagram or Facebook and TikTok, I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.